Hello everyone and welcome. I'm excited to start today's presentation with you. Our topic is understanding laws, and this is the first slide, which is our cover slide. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore the fundamentals of laws, why they matter, and how they impact our daily lives. We'll cover key concepts and insights to help you better understand the legal landscape. Let's get started. All right, in this slide, we're going to take a quick look at the key topics covered in this chapter. First, we'll start with an introduction to laws, what they are and why they matter. Then, we'll explore whether laws apply equally to everyone, which is an important question when thinking about fairness and justice. Next, we'll discuss some laws that are unpopular or controversial, helping us understand that laws can sometimes be complex or debated. Moving on, we'll look at how new laws come into existence, including the process behind making laws in our society. Lastly, we'll examine the role of citizens in shaping and influencing laws, emphasizing that everyone has a part to play. Overall, this chapter is designed to give us a comprehensive understanding of how laws work and how they impact our daily lives. All right, let's talk about laws. Laws are rules that guide our behavior and help keep society organized and safe. You might wonder, what exactly are laws? Well, they are established rules made by those in authority, and they tell us what we can and cannot do. Laws are not fixed forever. They can change over time, reflecting new values or circumstances in society. So, how are laws changed? Usually through a legal process involving lawmakers, debates, and approvals. It's a way for society to adapt and improve. And are laws the same for everyone? Not always. Some laws may differ depending on the place, age, or specific situations, but the goal is always fairness and order. Now, to understand all this better, let's explore the concept of law more deeply. I'll help clear up any doubts, so let's move forward and study law briefly but clearly. Now, let's take a look at the key topics we'll cover in this chapter. First, we'll discuss whether laws apply to everyone. It's important to understand that laws are designed to be universal, but in reality, there can be exceptions or challenges to that idea. Next, we'll explore how new laws come into existence, what processes and influences drive the creation of legislation. Then, we'll look at laws that are unpopular or controversial, those laws that spark debate and division within society. This naturally leads us to consider what we, as citizens, should do when faced with such laws. How can we respond responsibly and effectively? All these points are connected to the bigger theme of understanding our legal system and our role within it. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a clearer idea of not just what the laws are, but how they come about and how we can engage with them as active members of our community. Let's take a closer look at understanding the rule of law. So, what does the rule of law really mean? Essentially, it means that control is exercised according to the law. This isn't about arbitrary decisions or personal whims. It's about ensuring that everyone, including those in power, follows the same set of rules. Next, it's about governing as per the law. That means that the way we make and enforce decisions is rooted in legal principles, ensuring fairness and consistency. We'll go through each of these points one by one, so you'll see how they fit together and why they're so important for a just society. The overall theme here is that the rule of law is the foundation for accountability, fairness, and stability in any governance system. So, do laws apply to everyone? Yes, they do. The most important thing to remember is that everyone is equal before the law. It doesn't matter what your religion is, what caste you belong to, or whether you're a man or a woman. The law treats everyone the same, without discrimination. Whether you're rich or poor, a government minister, or the president of the country, everyone is equal before the law. This principle is fundamental because it ensures fairness and justice for all. It ties into the overall theme of justice and equality in our legal system, showing that no one is above the law and everyone deserves equal protection under it. Today, I want to talk about the reason for including the law of equality in our rules. You see, it all started back in 1870 with the Sedition Act. Indian nationalists at that time used that situation to push for something more just and fair. They demanded that equality and ideas of justice be part of the laws that governed everyone. This was a crucial moment because it showed how protests and demands can lead to important changes. Now, fast forward to today, and we see that every year new laws are passed. This raises an interesting question. How do people actually come to think that a new law is necessary? What motivates those proposals? It's often a response to changing needs, emerging issues, or gaps in existing laws. And that's exactly why understanding this history is so important. It reminds us that laws are not static. They evolve with society's demands for fairness, justice, and equality. So, the inclusion of the law of equality wasn't just a coincidence. It was a response to a historical push for justice that continues to influence our legal system today. So, let's talk about how new laws actually come into existence. When people face problems in their daily lives or in society, they often feel the need for a new law to address those issues. One of the main ways they communicate this need is through media, like TV channels, newspapers, and sometimes even social media. These platforms help spread awareness and bring the problem to the attention of the public and policymakers alike. And here's a key point. Citizens play a crucial role in this entire process. It's not just about the government deciding what's best. Public opinion and active participation can really influence the creation of new laws. When enough people voice their concerns, lawmakers notice and are motivated to act. This connection between the public and the legislative process is vital because it helps ensure that laws reflect the needs and issues of society. So, in the bigger picture, understanding how laws come about reminds us that democracy is about active participation. Our voices matter and can lead to meaningful change. When people feel that there is a need for a new law, the first step is to approach an organization that can help bring their concerns forward. After that, several organizations will come together to discuss the issue and work on drafting a potential law. Once they have prepared a draft, it is sent to the minister responsible, who then introduces the law to the legislative process. The draft law is then subjected to voting by several ministers in the Lok Sabha, which is the lower house of parliament. If the bill gets approval in the Lok Sabha, it moves to the next stage, which involves Committee 1. This committee reviews the bill in detail and makes further recommendations. Once Committee 1 approves it, the bill is sent to the Rajya Sabha, or the upper house, where ministers vote again. After passing through the Rajya Sabha, the bill is sent to another committee, Committee 2, for final review. If this committee approves the bill, it is then forwarded to the president. The president's approval is the final step, and once given, the new law is officially introduced into society. This entire process ensures that laws are carefully examined and debated at each stage, reflecting the importance of thorough review before a law becomes part of our legal system. Now, let's talk about laws that are considered unpopular or controversial. Every year, Parliament passes new laws, but not all of them are welcomed by everyone. Some laws can be seen as unfair or even harmful, which makes them controversial. When a law sparks criticism from a large group of people, it often leads to changes or debates about it. It's important to understand that a law becomes controversial when it favors one group but neglects or harms another. This imbalance can cause disagreements and protests. So, in the context of governance, recognizing these controversial laws helps us see how public opinion and fairness influence the laws we live by. It's all part of understanding how laws shape society and how they can be challenged or changed when they don't serve everyone equally. Now, let's talk about the role of citizens. As you know, citizens play a crucial role in electing their representatives, which is the foundation of our democratic system. But their responsibilities don't end there. Citizens also have an important role in ensuring that the parliament functions effectively and genuinely represents the people's interests. To do this, it's essential for us as citizens to be aware of our rights. Being informed empowers us to hold our representatives accountable and participate actively in the democratic process. So, in summary, active and aware citizens are key to the success of our democracy. Thank you all for your kind cooperation.